I think it's weird if this is the first date and I'm asking you ahead of the date, well, this is how much you're going to, or this is what you're going to pay ahead of the date. And this is my hair, my nails, this is the dress that I'm looking to wear. The pre-date activities is $500. What message am I sending?
And that's the thing.
That's what I'm thinking through.
I don't think there's any messages.
The women, what I'm seeing a lot now, or what I'm hearing is that the men are cheap, especially especially our men, and so they're
the black guys.
Yeah,
oh,
that's what I'm hearing.
Anxious, nothing. A little bit anxious, nothing.
What's up?
What's going on? You tell me.
So are you enjoying what we're doing here in this podcast stuff so far?
Yes. Yeah.
Listen, I just got to ask some questions, I don't want to assume.
Well, because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go all the way in. And that's why it took me a very long time to make that decision. So I'm having a good time.
You're having a good time so far? Okay, that's good. Well.
Aside from being what was the word?
What?
I am the
what?
I forgot the word. It'll come back to me. So I might jump in and
say that.
Yeah.
Welcome, Take Two with Mylan and Kate. So when we were first thinking about doing this episode, I had wanted to talk one-on-one with the fellas and then have you do a one-on-one with the ladies.
Yeah.
And you weren't too thrilled with that idea.
That's just boring. I don't think anybody wants to sit there and listen to you.
Oh my. I get paid. I get paid for that, for people to listen to me. I get
hard in them, but and listen to anyone here. We're not in class. This is not a lecture. So 7 minutes, 6 minutes, men, you're talking to the men, and then I come in and I'm ladies, 7 minutes, that's too long. So yeah, let's just say it was a no for me, and for that reason,
Kate, it was a no.
I was out.
You were out. Oh, well. So what we're talking about are the perspectives of each sex in today's world of dating, marriage, and everything, right? In my stories at the top of the week, I had mentioned I talked to one of my homeboys, and he told me the guys, we're responsible for paying for deposits for dates now. Like, what you think about that? Guys are paying for deposits for dates to go out.
When you say paying for deposits, what do you mean?
So there was actually something that I saw on TikTok maybe about 2-3 weeks ago, and I thought it was a joke. He mentioned about paying for like a deposit to go on a date with a chick. You guys got to subscribe to Take Two PG Culture. Oh, yeah. You got to join because, you guys love asking the questions and we love it. But subscribe, join the conversation. Big shout to the PG Culture fans.
Yeah, and you get the reminders.
You get the reminders.
Once you subscribe, you will be reminded every week when we drop the new nuggets, which are always juicy.
Always.
And, so you don't miss out, and you can tune in every week to catch up on the new episode.
And they get to see all these fly outfits that you wear.
Speak for yourself.
No, I actually might need to get a new wardrobe now.
Okay.
Because
but
I didn't know.
But I did like the perspectives take. So you were saying that
so
last
he had
week.
mentioned to me that he needed to put like a deposit to go out with the chick, meaning that she wanted to know.
Wait, is this just with him or that's in general something that's happening?
From what I got, and I want to keep his city secure.
Okay.
This is what she does. So, me being me, I was like, is she and he was like, nah, she views it as wasting her time if he can't meet that simple basic, that metric. So being from your side, your perspective, you're a woman, and what do you hear out there from the ladies now in the dating world? Is that like a real thing? Is that an expectation?
And correct me if I'm wrong. So he's making a deposit because I
to
want
go
you
out
to
on
really
a date with
elaborate on that. What does that mean? Does that mean he is having to pay for the pre-date?
Yes. Her pre-date
like,
dress
talk
ups.
to me about what's
So
going
the
on.
pre-date dress ups, like if nails done, hair, all of that. But to make a long story short, he told me that
Is she a prostitute?
Well, that's kind of what I asked. Too.
Okay.
And he said no, she's not.
Okay.
And I did see what she looked like. She's a good-looking woman, but I don't know if that's something I would have done. I can't call that.
Well.
And he did it, and I'll be happy to mention my boy didn't go that route. I encouraged him. I said I just didn't think that it made any sense.
So from the men's perspective, you disagree with that?
I 100% disagree with that. I think that social media has exposed us to something that we aren't going to come undone from. Meaning that some people have a belief that they're bigger than the program, as they like to say. But then, fellas, we got to be honest with ourselves. If we're helping OnlyFans models get to make $1.5 million in 6 months, that's a us problem, right? So when a woman's asking you for a $300 deposit on a date, you can't look at her crazy, because there are men who are out there paying just to look at someone's feet. I mean, it's the truth, and they're getting rich off of that.
Yeah, but I think it's weird if this is the first date and I'm asking you ahead of the date, well, this is how much you're going to, or this is what you're going to pay ahead of the date. And this is my hair, my nails, this is the dress that I'm looking to wear. The pre-date activities is $500. What message am I sending?
And that's
I think that's what I'm thinking through.
I don't think there's any messages.
The women, what I'm seeing a lot now, or what I'm hearing is that the men are cheap, especially especially our men, and so they're
the black guys.
Yeah,
oh,
that's what I'm hearing.
Okay,
so it's hearsay, but so a lot of us are going. And I'm choosing my words carefully. So we're going the other way, the other direction. And
what's the other direction?
Well,
elaborate.
No,
I don't know
that I'm talking about.
Miss Cleo is in jail, I think.
So I'm saying, so they prefer, the white men.
Wow, that was a lot of stuttering.
But then when they do go on that side, they're a lot older. And I don't know, but sometimes it looks like some of them are
paying for those things.
Well, not just paying for those things, but I feel like they're subjecting themselves to different things.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
And they're okay with it because they feel like, well, he's spending.
So then they bring that back to the dating pool,
and they're expecting,
have an expectation of that.
They're expecting, and the man has to do this, and the man, he has to pay for the trip, he has to pay for the lifestyle, he has to pay for all of these things that are happening in her life because you picked her based on her looks. And so I say this sometimes.
No guy ever picked a girl based on what he thinks she's gonna think.
Well, based on the looks, you saw her, you're like, oh, she looks good. But that's maintenance. That's maintenance. And so you have to be willing, but not on the first date. I think that's where I'm struggling a little bit, that he had to pay.
Well, that's what she positioned him with as an investment to their date. So what I'll say this in regards to perspectives is that I do think it's getting harder for guys to casually date. We were seeing something online one time. We talk about the couple, well, not the couple, but the guy who offered the girl to go on a coffee date. And she went off talking about, do I look like I deserve to go on a coffee date? What's lost in today's dating world is the ability to meet people. Everything now, it's flash. It's, if I'm not picking you up in a Rolls Royce, a G-Wagon, then we might as well not go on a date. And I think for the guys, it's getting harder. And I don't think it's a red pill, blue pill thing, but I do think guys are starting to look and wonder, what is in it for me? Am I just a dinner tonight? Am I just a bill being paid? This is what I'm hearing from guys who I talk to.
And how is the view on those type of women? So your friend going on a
well, the women say
paying,
they're not. They say they're not those things. They don't say they're prostitutes. So,
but him actually supporting that idea by paying just to go on that date. What message is he sending?
He didn't go on the date. He brought it up to me, and I told him I thought that was absolutely crazy.
Okay.
It's not, and this what you did tell me that you did,
and
so I don't know.
It does make it difficult. I mean, going from, let's say, even going from divorce to, these are some of the things we wanted to talk about. You go through a divorce, and now you're coming out to date. What are your expectations? What are you looking for in a woman, or some of your friends who have gone through divorce? What are they experiencing, and what are they saying? What are they expecting to get out there from a woman?
They're expecting to meet someone and reestablish connection. But I feel that we are in a position, in a space now when it comes to dating, that everything needs to be big or go home. So there's no more simplicity in getting to know someone. This is the most, I would say, in the last 7 years that I've heard people discuss how much money you make as a prerequisite for us going out.
True. But whose fault is that?
The ladies.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
or just society?
Well,
because the men also have certain expectations. If you're not done up a certain way, you guys make it also hard. It's a lot harder now for the women, and they feel like they need to keep up a certain look. They need to have a certain aesthetic to be able to, date a certain type of a man. And so if you're not strong enough and your self-esteem is not all the way up there, you might fall into that trap and start spending money on certain things that you can't necessarily afford or maintain if that well-to-do guy isn't around. But this is the look that bring in those type of men based on your experience as the woman. So then what do? Does that mean this is what the men are forcing some of these women and pushing them to do because that's the only way they can get attention?
It seems like it to me, but I'm just saying we're moving so far away from regular connection. Everything has to be paid. Everything has to be set. Everything has to be staged. Where can you meet a regular person? Like, where can you meet them to evolve from there? If it's not the type of car, and I'm not saying anyone needs to, date a bum.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the standards for getting to know you are so high nowadays versus what it used to be. And I think for the guys, it's tougher out there. And I'll say this to the fellas. It's you always have to take care of yourself first before you get out there, because I'm not out there dating, but from the stories I hear, the things that I see online, it is brutal and it is scary. So it's making people oversell themselves just to establish connection.
Yeah. And that's what sticks. Because if you present it a certain way, if you package it a certain way, and the same thing for the women, I mean, we see certain content that may go viral and you show it to me. And I know for sure once we both agree, oh, this is because they're showing this part of their body. And this is because they have this type of look. Because if somebody else on the other side did that, it wouldn't do as well. And so are the men encouraging some of these behaviors and then now stepping back and complaining about it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely a double-edged sword.
It didn't just drop out of nowhere. I think these are things that the women are experiencing. I mean, look at some of the women that will go to, I don't know, Dubai, and, you know, they get their flights and things paid for to go and have some experiences and come back with 20,000, 50,000, whatever it is. If you guys weren't supporting this, do you think it would continue? If you guys, I mean, I'm just now hearing a lot more men, and if this probably because they don't want to fund for these things anymore, talking about women being comfortable and confident in themselves and not getting the body work and not doing this and not doing, but you guys glorify that for a very long time. If a woman didn't have that type of a body, it's almost like she wasn't enough.
So you're saying that it's the guy's fault that it's in this?
Yeah, because you guys encouraged it. You guys definitely did encourage that.
I don't know if it's the guy's fault. That one I disagree with.
Okay, well, if you guys stop encouraging some of these behaviors,
then a guy's called broke.
Okay, then you'd rather be broke and stand in your beliefs and know that I'm not supporting this. You might pay for some things aesthetically, but when they're going too far out, hey, if you want to do it for yourself because for your own self-confidence, you feel like you need certain things, absolutely do it, but it shouldn't be dependent on a man. You shouldn't be doing those things to try to keep a man or to try to keep somebody's attention, because what if that person disappears?
If they disappear, then good for him, because now he's starting to keep some of his money in his
how
pocket.
are you going to, for the women, how are you looking to maintain that lifestyle? And now, you know, we have the Botox, we have all of these things that, I mean, we're seeing this all over social media. And I think what I'm hearing a lot of the women who are single is that, you know, this is what the men like.
Well, I think aesthetically, guys may like to look, but I think some of the preliminary expectations are a little bit radical. And what a guy has to do in order to make a woman's acquaintance. You know, there's straight videos that's talking about how women should hang at high-end gyms to meet a certain guy.
Or luxury hotels.
Or luxury hotel lobbies to meet certain guys. And the average guy isn't really doing that. I just feel that it's very scary out here as far as it goes with the dating perspective and just the guy versus gal. And if I can encourage you to find a way to connect with people on a regular basis versus it being flash, society probably be better off in the dating world.
Yeah. And I think also being honest with yourself and, you know, not encouraging certain things. And then now you're deep into it and you're feeling like, you know, you want to change the person, or you feel like, oh, you'll be able to change them maybe as you get deeper into the relationship. But this is who they probably are.
And who they've become.
And it's not fair to you and it's not fair to them. And now you're complaining. It's not necessarily that she's too much or you're too cheap or you're broke. It's just that you don't believe in certain things and she does, or she doesn't believe in certain things and you do. But whose fault is it? You chose that person. You wanted to be in that relationship. And so you lied and continued to go on those expensive trips and dates. And now you're having a tough time. I just think people should date in your tax bracket. Just do yourself that favor and not try to do so much, because it's going to be harder.
The harder, the longer that they're together.
It's gonna be harder, and sometimes you thinking that I may favor some of these things that are happening, or I support them, but I just think that people need to be honest. I'm not saying that, oh, if you're broke, you can't have a beautiful woman, but if that beautiful woman is going to drain you, meet in the middle. She might not be a 10, but you could probably do a 7 or a 6. You know, I'm just saying, because it's not fair to her. If that's her standards, that's her standards. If this is your standards, that's your standards. So why is it all of a sudden we're calling her names and we're making her feel like she needs to just water it down completely just because you can't afford her? You can't afford her, then don't date her. Just don't go for it. You can't get that car. Don't just scramble and go borrow money from all family members to put a deposit down
at some point,
on that car.
At some point, is it dating and connecting anymore? Is it just becoming like a relational liability? Because, you know, and this is where I feel that the struggle is happening out there, is that people have to put up so much just to gain a connection.
Well, it depends on who you're dating. And then this is why I'm going to bring God into it again. That when you pray ahead, and if you're really intentional and you let God lead you, the right person will come to you. You will meet the right person where you understand each other's struggles. She understands that you are a working class citizen. You have a certain type of a job. She's okay with it. She has a certain type of a job and expectation. And you guys are willing to work and grow. And as you start growing, after kids come in, after life happens, and you're both in agreement of her getting her little Botox or her little augmentation or her little aesthetic based things, or you don't mind it. Yeah. Right? Then that's fine. But as you're starting out, you already see all of these things. You do understand it's like buying that car. It is liability. And your dad is not going to pay for the insurance for you. Your dad is not going to pay for the maintenance on the car for you. You're going to do it. And as the man being the hunter, as you say, when you hunt, you're dragging that meat home.
You are.
You're not calling your friends to help you carry that meat home.
But this is once you're already in. I think what I'm saying is prior to. And I feel there are so many obstacles to get to know someone.
Okay, so weed it out. Because if I'm already showing you who I am in the beginning and you still want to take me home, am I the problem? Or you're the crazy one? So prior to, I'm asking you for $500 to take care of the maintenance ahead of the date. I'm not a guy, but if I'm running.
Oh yeah,
but if
down.
You're not running and you're like, oh, okay, sure, shorty's wild, but you know what, whatever, and you go, and let's say your goal was to hit and run, and then you did the hit, and you're like, you know what, she was actually fun. Maybe I could change her, and she doesn't change. Now you guys are married. Now you're complaining to your friends. Who is, and I think that's why I'm choosing my words carefully, because I really wanted to understand what you're saying. The girl is not the problem. You're the problem. The man is not the problem. You're the problem. If I'm dating you and the first date you wanted to go to the gym because you love the gym, but I don't care too much for the gym, but I thought, oh, okay, this is cute, whatever, I'll go to the gym. And I'm really, as we're dating, I'm realizing this is really a lifestyle, and I'd just rather go out and hang out. And now I'm complaining to my friends, I'm the problem. Because I thought I could come in and change your lifestyle.
So what you're saying is, if this guy decided to have paid that date deposit, anything that happens after that is up to him.
You subscribe to that. You signed that contract. You wanted to be there. So, and we've had these experiences where we might have certain friends who are complaining about certain things about their relationships or the woman and I'm like, no, she's not this is the look that she is into. This is how she maintains herself. You can't afford it. Don't go for it. And I'm using the car as a reference, like in anything in life. When you wanted your watch and you went in the store, if you couldn't afford it, there's no way you were calling somebody to help support that. The car breaks down. You're not calling anybody to help you maintain that. You got to think about all of that before you do it. And remember a couple of weeks ago, we were talking to your daughter about, her wanting a car. And I had the same conversations with her. Your dad, your mom, they can come together and get you the car. Are you thinking about the maintenance? Because the maintenance is not going to leave. It's easier to buy the house than to maintain the house.
100%. Look, folks, I guess Kate and I are going to be in an agree to slightly disagree aspect on this one. But I'd like for you guys to drop your thoughts and let us know.
Yeah.
I personally feel that because someone sets you with certain standards, in order to grow and build, it's important to learn one another and connect. So if I'm basing you off of, you may ask me for a $500 deposit on a date, and I entertain it and I go forward, well, that is my barrier of getting to know you. And I got to make a choice at that point if I want to go forward with it or not. And you're saying if he chose to do it and he decides to stick around, then it is
shut
what
up
it
and
is.
do it. And leave your friends out of it. That's what you like. That's what you want. You're taking that home and you're going to help maintain that. Period.
Well, guys, let us know your thoughts. And remember, subscribe, join the conversation, and let us know. Not each and every one of these podcasts episodes are going to be like friendly, denly. They are going to be tough and sticking points.
Yeah.
So hope you guys enjoyed. Mylan and Kate, take 2. Peace.
Dating your tax bracket. Bye.